Okay, back with my multi-cart. A few videos back I had changed the front wheels on these, and let's see, thicker ones. Well, those didn't really work out. They happened to slow the whole cart down and made it really actually harder to pull it than anything. And they were really short too. I'll try to leave a link to that. What we're doing today though, this is an original R12 with pneumatic tires. The first generation of these came with these pneumatic tires that you had to blow up. And so around Christmas time, I decided I wanted to replace those tires because one kept going flat. And I got these newer ones. The problem with them was that they wouldn't fit exactly right. So I found a way, and I hope you are watching this because you had the same problem I did. These bearings here, these are actually the new bearings that come with them, and they are a different circumference than these. They just barely don't fit, just barely by like a millimeter, even smaller. And I guess you could bang them on there and hope for the best, grease them up real good. But I couldn't get the darn things to stay on there, and I felt I wasn't doing something right. So here's what I did. Okay, so to get started, you're going to need to remove this locking pin. It's not that easy, but it's not that hard either. And after you get it removed, that tire should just pop on off, and it does, simply like. And you would think that the new tire should just pop right back on, but it doesn't because of the smaller bearings. Like I said, it's not that much. You probably could push it back on, but I was afraid that it would get stuck or not roll freely. So that's when I decided, okay, if I pop this off, maybe I could find another way of doing it. And so I did. It wasn't that easy as I'm showing you, but it wasn't that hard either. Okay, so here's what I discovered. When I took off the old pneumatic wheel, you can probably see it, but it has these long bearings inside. Yeah, those are round cylinders that act as bearings. So I went ahead and oiled them up real good, and I find out that they do fit inside the same way. So I slap them in there, and of course I took these bearings off the front and the back of the new one, and then these are the other hub protectors. Sorry. So I got them, and I put them on the old hubs, or on the new rims and tires. Stuck them in there as best I could, but by hand, and voila, nice and smooth. And of course, then you need the pin. And on the pin, make sure they both go in. There, go in both holes. Not the easiest thing to do with one hand. Then just repeat the way you took them off. Open these up. These are really thick, so it's probably easier to do with like a screwdriver first, and then use the pliers to tighten them. And then what you want to achieve is just trying to get like a boat anchor look, so it'll stay around the hub there. Anyways, like so. Be sure to put enough oil or grease on the plastic hub in the middle, and on the metal hub I mean, and then put some more on the outside and the inside. It'll get it a nice groove. Now when you get your new tire, it comes with these replacement rims. You can use them if you want. I used them on that one, but I think I'm going to take it off and put that hub better, just because it has a lip that sinks into the tire. I'm sorry, it sinks into the rim, and these just are flush on the outside. So this one spins a little bit better than that one. So I'm going to take it off and try to do it again. Okay, so I took off the hub off of that one. I just popped it off with a screwdriver, like so, in the middle like this, and pop it up. It'll pop right off. And then I just hand pressed it down. And then, like I said before, kind of spray some oil or whatever you have on it. Because I'm out of oil. Of course, when I'm recording. Anyways, you get the idea. Spray oil on it. And then, this is the new plastic no flat tire. And all I did was flip it on there. Good as old. And then put your pin back in. Oop, it's a lot easier. And then, like I said, make that boat anchor thing look. And that's it. Alright, so here's the finished product. Those are the new wheels. Those are the old wheels, the pneumatic with the valve stems. That's the box. I got these from, I believe it was Guitar Center. It was almost $80 or something like that. It was an insane amount of price, but it's supposed to be a no flat, and they are designed for the R12 Rock-n-Roller car. Remember, this was an original R12. That's why it had those ugly tires. And these are 10 by 3s, by the way. So 10 inch high, 3 inch wide. The newer ones have the big rim, and the older ones have a tiny rim, big tire. So this would be like a 4x, and that would be like a 22 inch for a car. So yeah, this was my completed assignment. I hope this helps somebody out there. All right, so there's just how it's gonna look with a little bit of load. This is the squished up version. I pretty much load this sucker down, but I can tell you, pushing it around with just this much load, there is a difference in the way it feels. These bigger tires with pneumatics, a little bit of air, actual air, when you go over bumps or gravel or something, the pneumatics would give a little bit. Let's say you had to go up a little small curve, the pneumatics would give a little bit. These kind of don't give. They're just, you feel every little bump. It's cool, they move. It's a tiny bit lighter too. And well, there it is. Project finished. Productive day all around.